Geezer Viz.
One of the nice things about living here in Western Washington is you get beautiful views. We're out in the country about 30 miles from Mount Rainier, and it's beautiful. There are people that like city life and enjoy the hustle and bustle of the city, but I think as I've gotten a little bit older, I appreciate the country a little bit more. One of the disadvantages to living out here in Western Washington is it's cold. Here it is New Year's Eve, and we're right about noon, and the temperature is mid to low 30s right now. So part of us going on this RV adventure is to try to find a little bit warmer weather. So exactly what is Geezer Viz? Well, Geezer Viz, Geezer, my wife and I are retired, so I think that qualifies us as geezers. And then the Viz part. Well, I enjoy scuba diving, and Viz is a term that scuba divers use. It's typically when a new diver is entering the water and there are other divers exiting the water, you'll hear them say, "Hey, what's the Viz?" Or "How's the Viz?" And that means visibility. How's the visibility? And so I just shortened visibility to Viz, Geezer Viz. I could have called it other things, Geezer Vision, Geezers on Parade, Geezer Visibility, but I stuck with Geezer Viz. So what's this channel all about? Well, we're going to travel for the next 4 months in the RV, and I am hoping to take a look at the products we like, do some product reviews, do some reviews of campgrounds, do some reviews of the area that we're in. We're probably not going to take a lot of adventures. We are traveling on a budget, but there should be time for some adventures that maybe don't cost anything, like hiking, those kinds of things. At least that's what we're hoping to do. I hope you follow along and enjoy the content that we put out there. I'm hoping to put content out every few days, but we'll see how that goes. This is all new to me. I don't know what it's going to take to be able to do all of that. So, how are we different from other channels? Probably not horribly different, other than we are going to be in a 45-foot motorhome, and we are a retired couple. And so I know there's a lot of people out there that have different needs than we'll have. They have needs for things like, strong Wi-Fi connection so they can continue to work. Or they have children, and so they need to make sure they have adventures for those children, or places where they think their children will have a lot of fun. That's not us. The coach is almost ready to go. Yesterday we cleaned out the basement, put the things that we had been storing in the basement that we didn't really need to take with us, got those put into the shed, and then we're working on the interior of the coach right now, just making sure that we're only taking those things that we think we're going to need. We've pared down quite a lot. A lot of our clothes are gone. Like I said, we're hoping to find warmer weather, so we're not necessarily going to need our winter clothes. Although we're heading to Quartzsite, and right now the temperatures there are in the 30s and 40s. So still an opportunity to find some cold weather. We're hoping to learn a lot about boondocking. Our rig has a propane furnace on it, and that is also what heats the AquaHot system for all the hot water. And so we'll have to manage those resources. We do have a 100-gallon freshwater tank, so I'm hoping that should be enough. And then, of course, you have your black and gray water tanks, and you need to manage those as well. As far as camera gear goes, I don't have a lot. I have my Samsung S8, which is taking this video right now. I also have a GoPro. I do have an image stabilizer for the GoPro that hooks into the drone, but then you don't get good audio by doing that. So I'm not sure exactly how I'll manage the audio with the GoPro and manage that with the phone. I do have some editing software on my laptop. I don't know how to use it, so I'll be watching YouTube videos to help me figure that out. So these first few videos may be a little rough. I'm really excited to finally be getting this show on the road. I've been planning this for about 3 years. And I guess when I say planning, I'm using that term pretty loosely. What I mean by planning is that there is a certain order of events that needed to happen. You know, you need to plan for your retirement. That is a huge decision. Plan when to buy the motorhome, when to sell the house, and when to actually hit the road. Our plan involved buying the coach before we sold the house. We did buy this coach about a year ago. The Integra coach comes with a 2-year warranty. And we knew it was going to take at least that long to shake out all the issues that you find with a new coach. And ours is no exception. I recently called in the list of issues that we found with the Integra company. And we plan on being back at the factory in September. And they told us to take about 6 days to fix all those issues that we had. None of them are going to affect this trip. Hopefully new ones won't crop up, but at least the existing issues that we have are small kinds of things. A door that's not quite on its hinges properly. One of our roof heating units doesn't seem to be working properly, but there are 2 others, and we also have electric heaters. The center bathroom is kind of smelly in this coach, so there's some sort of venting problem. Yeah, but I'm sure the factory will be able to get all of those squared away for us. So once we had the coach, had that all set, of course my retirement date was planned a few years earlier, just so I knew about when to start planning the trip and buying the coach and everything else. And then we weren't sure whether we were going to keep our house or sell our house. And in the end, we decided to sell our house. We didn't need to do that, but we also didn't need a house that we're paying a mortgage on, sitting around vacant, and we weren't really too keen on the idea of renting. And so we just went ahead and sold it. We will buy another house at some point. We will buy our forever home somewhere here in Western Washington. You'll also notice this video is a little sketchy too. It is my first video, but there's also lots of cars that keep coming by. This road is usually not busy at all, but today there's a lot of traffic for some reason or another. I'm not really quite sure why that is. It is New Year's Eve, so I guess a lot of people have the day off. But typically this road is really pretty quiet. So after we bought the house, sold the house, we were able to move our motorhome onto my brother-in-law's property. And I'll throw some images up here, if I can, showing some of the setup we did. Another car. Some of the setup that we did to get that ready. We've been living the coach since Halloween, so 2 months. I'm ready to go. I don't think Barb is quite ready to go yet, but I'm certainly ready to go. And our first reservation is in Oregon, at a park in Oregon. And that's another thing that I'm gonna have to get used to is how often do I need reservations? How often can I just chance it? With a big rig, I'm thinking I'm gonna need reservations more often than not. I can't just pull into any campground. I can certainly pull into a Walmart or do some pavement camping, I guess, in some of these places that allow it. I'd rather be in a park, someplace with hookups. So I think we'll see a combination of all of that. We just don't know. We've got a plan, kind of. We've got an idea of what we want to do. Now the execution part, that could be interesting. This rig behind me is not the one we'll be in. That's my brother-in-law's trailer. I'll circle back around here and you can see this is the rig that we're going to be taking. This is a 45-foot Integra coach. 45 feet too big? I'm going to find out. So I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and follow our adventure. There's certainly a lot more to come. And if you hit the subscribe button, you can stay up to date on what we're doing and where we're headed. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you very soon.